Yo, welcome back, y'all. Let me tell y'all, sorry for the week without a pod. There'll be one more week without this month, potentially without a pod. We apologize in advance, but thank you for coming back. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to the subscribers who come back and watch. Thank you to anybody who likes, shares, comments. Please turn on notifications. It helps a lot. Keeps you guys updated for when we drop, and we're trying to get our algorithm to be a little bit kinder to us on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be episode 25. We're halfway to 50, bro.
Yo, he got it this time. 25.
25. I
Yo,
remember.
what episode is this?
25.
25.
I can't wait to get to 6, 7.
Hey.
Pause.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
no, but we halfway to 50,
I knew
bro.
that was coming.
We halfway to 50, man. I feel like this is a milestone. You got to appreciate the small steps as you continue to grow. But, I'm your host, Stephon, here at my boy.
Jiggy.
And thank you guys again. We got a great episode for you guys. Jiggy, how was your week? How's life been treating you, man?
Yeah, man, life has been treating me good, man. I'm appreciative, I think I'd said that before, but yeah, I'm just appreciative. Life's been good. You get what I'm saying? The sun's coming out down here.
Facts.
Even more. You get what I'm saying? It's getting warmer, so we already know the spring is here. March Madness. You get what I'm saying? It's coming up. College hoops is coming up.
Yeah, some pretty
You
good
get what I'm
games to see.
saying? I seen somebody score something crazy down here, so
Oh, yeah.
Had
Hold
on. Had the buzz in the city.
Oh,
Yeah.
Buzz City.
Yeah, he had the buzz in the city. You know what I'm saying? Some people said it wasn't buzzing down here.
Oh,
but
man.
somebody said he answered that question. So, everything was good, man.
Everything
I'm
was
happy,
good.
man.
I like it. I mean, bro, life was good. I was out of town last week. I just want to say a rest in peace to my auntie Christine. We love you. We miss you. Shout out to my cousin Desario. Shout out to my cousin Shara. I was up in Charlotte, North Carolina for a funeral. And it was a time, Funerals can be sobering. Everybody has to kind of come to grips with their own mortality, right? And it's a time to reflect, a time to bond and build a family. And I had a lot of fun in Charlotte. So I'm going to give you guys a little Charlotte recap real quick, right? Get the people some of my personal life. But so listen, the funeral was beautiful, lovely service. But in the midst of sorrow, we did do things to bond as a family. Shout out to my boy Matos, who helped me get some tickets to see the Heat and Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte. Got to see LaMelo Ball live for the first time. I got to see the boy Brandon Miller.
Ooh, okay.
I got to see Miles Bridges. And of course, I've seen the Heat play a few times. And the Heat, let me tell you something. This game was phenomenal. That game that took place last week, Friday, crazy. I mean, Tyler Hero went off. Bam was doing this thing. He was killing LaMelo Ball was putting on a show. Brandon Miller was looking cold. I mean, Knuckle is a tough hooper.
Yeah.
I mean, the real deal. And just an amazing game overall. I'm not going to bore you guys too much with the game part, right? The interesting part came after the game. I was staying with my cousin Kieran and his mom and his sister departed. We went back to, he lives in downtown Charlotte, so we went back to his spot. We're kicking it for a little bit. It's like, you know what? Let's walk around the city. It's Friday night. It's looking a little bit lively. The game just ended. Let's go, go walk around the corner to the bar real quick, see what's popping off over there. We walk in, right? And we see cops are out, right? See a car pulled over. You see about 3 squad cars. Roughly, I want to say 7-ish cops outside, but it's not like a ruckus, right? Mm-hmm. Outside one of the cop cars, there's a young man holding a phone, like towards the back seat of the window. I guess someone's in the back seat. Whoever got roped is back there, and he might be talking to a lawyer, a family member who really knows, right?
Yeah.
So we're just minding our business, walking straight ahead. We hear, "Hey, twin." I'm not from Charlotte. I said, there's no way someone's calling me twin in Charlotte. I don't know nobody, right? I kind of glance over my cousin. He don't react at all. We keep walking a few more steps. "Hey, bruh, it's fucked up, ain't it? They done got me on 2 gun charges." We still think he probably talking to the nigga outside the cop car, right?
Yeah.
So we keep walking. Somebody over here is, "Bombers, you hear me talking to you?" Hey, stop. If y'all don't know, my dad says Bahamian. This is a side down Spain. So ain't too many niggas walking around Charlotte with a Bahamian accent. So the minute he hear, Bam is, yeah, we talking to you. We all said, he was
really talking to you?
yeah, he was talking to us the whole time.
Oh,
Twin was from my cousin. Nigga, to this day, we stood because the back part of the window is kind of like tinted, got like a black mesh. You can't really see who's back there. So we both stop. He goes, I'm not going to try to mimic my cousin's Bahamian accent. But he's like, yo, what's going on? He's like, who that is? I forget his name. He says, oh, bro. He don't even state his name. He's just like, bro, man, they're saying both these guns is mine. I'm telling them these guns ain't mine, bro. These guns ain't mine. And I'm like, he's like, dang, bro, like 2 guns? Yeah, man, it's messed up, bro. They done got me in here, man. I can't believe that. Can you believe that 2 guns? I'm sitting here like, damn, nigga, maybe one he could have beat, but both of them? Mind you, though, we're having this awkward conversation, not knowing if he's going to ask us for bail money or what. But the cops, bro, when I say the cops is chilling, the cops is like quiet. Mm-hmm. They just got their hand like in their little bulletproof vest like this, and it's like, you know, they see that we ain't like walking towards the car. They're not telling us keep it moving, push it along. They're just kind of looking like, let's hurry up and get it. They want to go home. Yeah. They might have just seen the Hornets game been sad that they lost. He put belt to ass. Right? But, man, we move on from there. We go to the bar. We have a few drinks and kick it. And it was a great time, bro. But outside of that, there's a few other funny stories. I got to check Charlotte, bro. If you've never been to Charlotte out there, Charlotte is a sleeper city. It's a really good time. If you're single out there and you're looking for some fine shit and like some calm vibes, Charlotte. Trust me on this, right? If you're single out there. Now, in the midst too of us, you know, remembering my aunt and bonding with family, and whenever you're dealing with a funeral, we understand that like time is so finite. Not a whole lot of time is really available to us. We always think we have more time than what we really do, right? And we always pray to God that He allows us more time to do the things we want to do. While I was actually at the airport prior to even landing there, I came across a clip of Ari Fletcher. Everything that was G Herbo's first baby mom, right? And it was a clip. I'm not familiar with the reality TV show, or if it was a YouTube series or whatever the case may be, but she was talking to her father about how he wasn't there for her, like he wasn't present for her. But he was saying, well, I paid child support. So I guess his thing is, it's like I was financially there, but I wasn't physically or maybe even mentally or emotionally there. And she's crying because he's not getting it. There's a disconnect. He's thinking that because he took care of the financial part, that everything else is taken care of. And it really made me sit and think. And I'm like, you know what? That's not an uncommon thing. I know quite a few guys out there, right, who may be in relationships, who might be married, or even just like even with your kids, who feel like, well, if the finances are taken care of, then my job is done. But that could be further from the truth. And we've had so much talks about, you know, true value on this podcast, and how I've said the quickest way to devalue yourself is to put $1 on yourself. Well, you can't buy time, and you can't buy memories. You have to physically sacrifice your time and your efforts to be there. And I just want to hear your thoughts about it, bro. If it's something that you've come across, if it's something that you've seen often from other people or anything in that capacity.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, so, you know, I didn't see that whatever it was with Ari Fletcher, but that brings up a great discussion, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's not just for men; it's also for females too. If females have more money in the relationship, they may feel like, you know, they may be providing a lot, and the time is not equaling out. And what could you say to them, right? Mm-hmm. But I just think also too, you know, my mindset is just like, you know, that's the world we kind of live in. You know what I mean? It's either time or money, right? Mm-hmm. In most scenarios, you can't have both. Right? And, you know, we usually fault the person for not having enough time, but they still fault the person for not having enough money also. That's true. Right? That's true. So, you know, of course, you know, I look at the situation and it's like, damn, I know she wishes she had more time. Right. But I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want to be in a situation where she wished she had more money. You get what I'm saying? So to each his own in situations like that. But The world don't stop for none of us. You know what I mean? So we always got to keep going, no matter if it's, I mean, hopefully, we get to the point where we want to make enough money to buy us time, right? And that's always the hope. But, and it never equal out.
That's true, bro. I mean, like I say, time is money. The two can be so symbiotic because I think everybody wants to be able to afford a lifestyle where they can do the things they love or they have time to do the things they love, right?
Yeah.
I think that life is about it's never going to be 50-50. Like life, we don't live in a perfect world, so we're never going to have a world where it's like, we have all this time or all this money because, one or the other got to give. Like, if your job only pays a certain amount, you might have to work more hours, which means you're going to be less present. Or what I've seen also is that the people who make an absorbent amount of money tend to think that's like, they tend to power trip. I'll say that. It might be have you ever come across a guy who has a lot of money and feels like, well, I'm in a relationship, but, wifey at home is cool, but I can afford to go do something else too. Like, I can afford to have a side chick or two. I can afford to have...
Be broke. People who broke and people who have money have the same mindset. They want something. There's no difference. If I got a little money, I feel like, no. The brokest people be feeling like they can have 3 women. And the people with the most money feel like they can have 3 women.
That's true. But you ever heard that they be trying to say like cheating is a rich nigga's job or something like that?
Yeah, it's
cheap.
I won't say it's a man. It's an individual.
It's an individual.
It's the personality job.
Right.
Everybody. I mean, we live in this. They manipulate our impulses. We gonna want more out of what we should really have.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But that's, I guess, like my main point about all this is that time can't be bought, quite literally, right? But experiences can't be bought either. And if it's one thing that you guys should try to do in your life is create as much positive experiences, because those memories are what we're going to have left. Having just, gone through this mourning cycle, like that's what keeps people alive in your hearts is those experiences, those memories, those precious moments shared, big, small, or the case in between. And that comes to just being present. And it don't cost nothing to be present, man. It don't cost nothing to be available to your loved ones, whether wifey, girlfriend, mother, father, brother, sister, daughter, son, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to give that quick little tidbit. But it was an interesting week, bro.
Yeah.
Culture is a buzzword nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And Platboy Max, who is a music streamer who tends to have mostly rap artists on there. I think he's done rap songs live, made beats live. He's a pretty notable streamer, right?
Yeah.
Had a clip go viral while we were gone, or at least while I was gone, about, I guess he's Nigerian in descent.
Yeah.
And saying that Black Americans have no culture. Should we start by defining what culture is?
I mean, we can start by that, bro. Let's do that, right? So, culture, right? It is a shared set of beliefs, values, custom behaviors, and artifacts that characterize a group, right? Society or organization. Mm-hmm. It encompasses languages, traditions, arts, and social norms passed down through generations. Key synonyms include traditions, customs, lifestyle practices, social norms, and heritage. Right? Mm-hmm. And, basically that's what the culture is. And if you can, right, before we even get to that comment, can you reference the statement that brought up this culture situation?
I do believe I have that link. Let me get the little speaker ready. Bear with us one moment, y'all. I think even what I would just say as I'm getting this prepared, I believe culture can also be, the arts, music, food, dance, the like. Here we go. Let's get this queued up. Hope this is not too loud.
Everyone want to be from somewhere, bro. Everyone wants to be from somewhere, bro. We all want a place to belong. Imagine growing up with no culture, gang. Nigga, I grew up with no culture. Bro. I didn't know where I was from.
Everybody is from somewhere,
Yeah.
we're not born out of nothing or like in a random place. Like, you know, one thing I love about this pod is that we're like-minded, but we're also different enough where we bring other parts of ourselves to a table. Like, Jiggy's a proud New Yorker. I'm a proud South Floridian, right?
Yeah.
We brought different views and cultures to our conversations based on where we're from and our upbringing. And like his general statement is like, what I don't like about it is Black people don't need to have like a diaspora war about who's from where, who's from that. We have way more in common than we do different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was in Charlotte, I was at this spot called Stats. Dope spot. Great music. Great food. $3 lamb chops. Fire.
$3 lamb chops?
Bro, $3. Bro, it was like half off. What is it? What is this, like half off? I was like, bro, can we bring this to Miami? Because you ain't getting, and the lamb chops was fire.
That economy's in 2010 right now.
Bro, hey, let me tell you something. We had our own little table.
Yeah.
We had a few drinks.
Yeah.
We had some salmon pasta. Man, I was like, man, like, bro, when I got my bill, I said $48.
What?
I was like, oh, I'm in heaven. I'm touched.
A good
time. A good time. I was expecting 100-some. like, hey, let me tell you, Stats, you'll see me again one day when I'm in Charlotte. This is not an advertisement. But being there, bro, the DJ was on fire, bro. I mean, I heard like trap classics, like mixtape stuff from Gucci, man. I'm like, yo, who would have thought to play this here at this time? I heard they had a New York set that was fire.
Word.
What? They had they combined the West Coast / Kendrick set. Like they played like 15 minutes of Kendrick, a lot of GNX in there, mixed in with some West Coast classics. I'm like, this is going crazy. Then he started playing old school like reggae and dancehall classics. I'm like, look at this, look at all this culture fusion, meshing, coming in together. I mean, from hip hop to jazz to fashion to filmmaking, so much of Black America has given the world one of the most influential, if not the most influential culture. The shirt that I'm wearing today is a Cowboy Bebop t-shirt. Maybe just for some of the anime nerds who might be watching, Cowboy Bebop's intro is a classic. It's all jazz.
Yeah.
All the way in Japan. So I just felt like it's insulting and it's counterproductive to even think like that or make mention of that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, bro?
Well, you know, bro, I found that what he said very interesting, right? But then also too, I found it very relatable, right? Now, before I get to the relatable part, right, I just want to speak about like heritage and a culture situation, which a lot of us, in my perspective, we're still trying to build that ground to the heritage and the culture that we actually want to see here in America as Black people. So I'll first start off by saying that, right? So, you know, specifically like tradition, right, has not been passed down the way that we want it to down in America, and this is just how I feel, right, in Black communities, and it's evident in situations like child welfare, right, and protective services, protective workers coming to the house, making sure that the man is not in the house in order for the families to receive a certain amount of money, right, right. So those things that are enact in order for the families not to be as successful as they should be, right, and able to pass down those traditions. We're living in that type of world, right. Right. So another point I wanted to bring up about it was that like so yeah, anyway, make sure you get this part. Anyway, but yeah, so it's been passed down. So in those Black communities, or whatever the case is, what happens too also, because we're saying that this is the culture, whatever, but our culture comes from the passed down trauma. Right? And the things that we haven't truly, the trauma, the things we've been going through mentally, and that's what we're calling our tradition now. Right? Something that the system has set in place, right? And we've, strong as we are, created something out of it, right? And now we're calling this, you know, our culture. Right. I don't believe that's our culture, right? I believe that we're still building that culture. I still think we're fighting through things they have given us, that we have taken, We have made it our own, right? But we still haven't been able to truly own it, right? A lot of places in America, so we have places like, you can say Fort Myers, right? We have places like Harlem, right? Now, you have somewhere like Fort Myers has a great black culture down there, right? But you wouldn't know because it's been gentrified, right? And some of the traditions that were long there before now, right, have been taken away. You know why? Because it's not making enough money for that city, right? But you see somewhere like Harlem, right? Traditions are still there. You know, you're gonna still get the feel of a person, the feel of Harlem from somebody from 1970 all the way to now, right? Because that Harlem tradition is still there. My point about that, what he said, in which I feel like is more relatable, is because a lot of black people feel like that here, right? Where they go into situations where there's tradition already built, or there's places where they already have these things there, and they don't feel a part of it.
That's a fact.
Right? They didn't build with them that's there. They didn't come to this. They just thrown into the heat. And then they feel like, hey, listen, I don't have that culture that's already here, right? And that's how a lot of people feel. Personally, for people I talk to, because I talked to one of my cousins about this, and if you moved around a lot as a kid, right, you'll be in situations where you're coming to situations where you're coming to that new class, and it's like, hey, everybody, this is James, and everybody's like, hey, how you doing? Right. And then these kids maybe, let's say it's high school, these kids are like, oh yeah, I knew Rodney from, you know, middle school and elementary, and you just come there like, oh, I'm just in high school. That culture that's already built there, you're gonna feel like an outcast, right?
That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? And when you feel like that outcast in that type of situation, you're gonna feel like you're not part of that culture.
Right.
And a lot of black people go through that today.
No, that's 100% true. And, you know, especially to that last point, that's like where, like, the assimilation comes in, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's where, like, you might see kids trying to act, quote unquote, white or fit into the class if they're the only black kid there, because they're trying to find their way in. And like you said, the cultures have been established, so they don't have like an identity of self yet, especially at that, like, a young age if you're doing that. Bro, you made so much great points, bro. So many great points. Starting with the first great point about how a lot of black households were systematically attacked to be broken up. So much of your life lessons come from your father, and not having a man in the house creates a culture where traditions aren't passed down, or creates a culture where women have to be stuck in survival mode, and creates a tension between black men and black women, right?
Yeah.
And to your also point, like, you know, the culture that we're still seeking from is still almost like passed down trauma. And it's like, that's not just even a black American thing. Like, I could tell you, it exists in the Caribbean too. A lot of those traumas exist in the Caribbean too, minus some of the systematic overlap that was in place for America to this day. You know, other independent black countries in the Caribbean are probably more free to self-govern and not have the government viciously and systematically attack them in mental ways, physical ways, psychological ways, and even healthcare wise. It's a long list of things that America has done to black people to try to oppress them, right?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, probably like my closest statement, if anyone has ever said anything about black Americans not having culture, I'll say the fact that you live here and you walk in these streets with no signs saying whites only, blacks only, or because you don't have to give up your seat to a white person, understand that that's from a culture of survival, integrity, community, and perseverance. Please don't undermine that. And I'm saying that as a Caribbean byproduct, being the firstborn here on both sides of my Jamaican and Bahamian side of the family. You know, I don't get no reparations if they ever give it to us. I just want to see my niggas ball, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not ever could have opened my mouth and say black Americans don't have culture. Once again, we as black people are a lot more alike than we are different. I remember I found out like a random like TikTok or Instagram reel. I can't remember which one it was, but it was talking about all the overlap of like food from Ghana and food from Jamaica. And like, well, it makes sense.
Yeah, Ghana and Jamaica's kind of one alike.
Yeah, but like, you know, it makes sense. The motherland. We all connect back to that root. So, you know, y'all, be nice to your brothers and sisters out there, all right? Stay black. Stay woke.
Let me ask you a question, right? Because in that situation, that was his opinion about him feeling like he has no culture.
Oh, was that him speaking from himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
From that clip, I might have misread it as him saying that.
Yeah. So my question to you, and maybe you maybe just answered it, but like, because how I feel about it is like we can't really question somebody's feeling of how if they don't feel like they have that culture that's supposed to be there from, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as there being culture here,
Right.
you know, we're building it still.
Right.
We're working through some things to
Right.
continue to have the things that we
Mm-hmm.
want here.
Right.
But do you think, in based off of what you said, do you think that what he's saying, his opinion about him having no culture, do you think that like it's wrong? Because a lot of people come at him for it. They even came at like Casanet for it, right? For those type of situations.
For Kai Cenat,
yeah,
for sure. Maybe that clip was a little bit misleading.
yeah.
But Kai Cenat, I saw that stream where he said Black Americans have no culture, and he's like, "You're not Trinidadian, you're not Jamaican, you're not this and that, da. Mind you, Kai Cenat, very seldomly have we ever seen you embrace on stream your own culture. You're Haitian and Trinidadian, yet you walk around saying "Bomba Clat" and Rasta this and this and that.
But that's
and
what the outcast feel. That's the outcast feeling.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, he without sin, throw the first stone. Hey, he without culture, shut up. Shut up, bro. Like, I've not heard you say "sak passe" not one time on this. I have not seen you say nothing about doubles or what bust down shots. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you do live streams with every Jamaican artist. Go to Jamaica Carnival. A homie called him out one time. It was like, "Yo, how you in Jamaica Carnival first, and you ain't never been to Trinidadian Carnival?" So. In Kai Cenat's scenario,
it's not fair to him, no, bro. That's just not fair to Kai Cenat because you gotta look at this, bro. Who was coming from Trinidad to bring him to Trinidad? You know what I'm saying? In his situation, like you gotta realize certain people are born here or come here, and their families are not as tight as other people's families are. So for tradition, or if he doesn't know as much as other Trinidadians know, how you gonna fault that man for not being in the same situation as y'all? Y'all may have been given that culture. He his genetics may be part of that. But he wasn't given the same opportunities of that culture as y'all were. Y'all want him to go, well, how come you went to Jamaica, not Trinidadian? How about this? How about y'all go and help him out instead of the Jamaicans or pump him up more than the Jamaicans? Like, don't get mad at him for what he doesn't know. That's not fair.
Yeah. You make a valid point, dog. You know, I want to be a hater right now. I'm looking for some hate, but I ain't gonna say because he got it right. If I'm not mistaken, he's from the Bronx. You know, a lot of Jamaicans in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? He might have just got lost in the sauce. I get it. You know what I'm saying? The Jamaican culture is very infatuating. I guess I ain't gonna be too rough on him, but from what I heard, his mama done went down there before he did. So I don't know. We gotta holler at Mom Dukes a little bit. I ain't gonna say too much on it, but to your main point, bro.
Yeah.
Identity. That was the question. Like I said, like feeling like so many people take for granted having like an identity in self.
Yeah.
Being able to look in the mirror and say, I'm this person, I stand for this, or I come from this, or I believe in this, you know, and that identity can come in a lot of ways. It can come from like your cultural background, whether it be you're an immigrant or you're here and just having a feeling or an attachment to something before you, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes in forms of religious beliefs. Sometimes it can come in forms of even just like self-affirmation, like how you dress or, you know, all these things, right? Yeah. Go into that identity. So I guess for the Platboy Max situation, I can't blame him too much if he felt like he wasn't attached to his Nigerian culture. He grew up without it, not knowing a lot about it, and then like it's a part of himself he's discovering. Because I can tell you, you're right, bro. Let me tell you, like if even as an immigrant kid here, my family was very intentional on both sides, like about me knowing where I came from. Like I've been to the Bahamas countless of times. I've been to Jamaica countless of times. I got childhood memories there. I've celebrated birthdays there. Oh, let me tell you a quick story. I have a very bad sweet tooth, right? I partially blame my late Aunt Valerie, I love you, rest in peace. And I get it from my mom because my aunt probably want to make cornmeal porridge every day while my mom's pregnant with me. And I just feel like all the condensed milk, we're gonna pour in that porridge, just got me wanting to fiend for sugar for the rest of my life, right? Now, one birthday I spent in Jamaica, having friends over there, having a blast. Cake come out. I was like, I can't wait for a cake. This cake's gonna be great. It was not great.
Yeah.
At like 7 years old, my taste palette, y'all Jamaicans know this, the black cake with the tough icing, I knew I wasn't gonna like this cake because I know it's not chocolate. It's Jamaican black cake with red nephew rum in it, the tough white icing that like, if you break it off, it almost sounds like chalk. I was so mad. I swear. I'm gonna find some pictures. If I can find some pictures of my face, like this ain't Publix. This ain't the Publix cake, man. What I signed up for. But it's true, bro.
So what is it like? What does it taste like?
Oh, all right. In adulthood, I love black cake now. Like my taste palette has expanded, and because there's quite literally like white rum in it, right? That's how you keep the cake soft. It tastes like, as a child, I did not like that
Liquor taste.
fruit liquor taste.
Yeah.
The texture of the cake is more spongier than like regular cake, like you will get at like a Publix or any other place here. And the icing texture, hated the icing texture because the icing it's not even like a sweet. It's not a sweet type of icing. It's more like what's a proper word? It's definitely not bitter because that's the liquor that you're tasting it. The icing barely matters. Honestly, black cake tastes better without icing. I don't need icing on the black cake. Give me the black cake, leave the icing off it. Because the icing don't really complement it too well, in my personal opinion, right? Last random Jamaican cultural rant. I still don't like gazada. Sorry.
Let me ask you this though, bro. What does a Jamaican, right, call a black American that is Jamaican?
A Yankee.
You see my point?
Swear to God. But
Exactly.
No, exactly.
Exactly. So when that happens, the people with culture know.
Yo, exactly.
Y'all know we lack. You know, the black American that may be Jamaican is lacking the culture.
Exactly.
It's evident. You know what I mean?
But no. And this is what this is where I be calling them out on their hypocrisy my whole life. I be looking at them like, y'all know me. Y'all know where I come from. Y'all know who my grandma is, right? And I can sit there, no, so dog, you're not Jamaican, America, but I fired about right? Yeah, Yankee. I said, all right, bet, cool. Let me tell y'all something. For the last 2 years, you want to know the hypocrisy I've seen?
What?
Jamaican Sunday came Kamala Harris.
Nah, it's Carmela's fault. She said she was every ethnicity, bro. She said she was every ethnicity. So she was trying to win everybody's vote. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, I saw what she said. They couldn't go on the Breakfast Club. I said, what the nigga, what? Said, what type of Hindu Jamaican? Now, don't get me wrong. Shout out to Coolies, right? But come on, man. I said, all right. Y'all got it. You want to know what the second one is? The second hypocrisy? Norman Powell. Suddenly, I don't know what Norman Powell been in the NBA for like 11 years.
Yeah.
Past summer, put on a Jamaican uniform. Come to find out, I guess maybe his dad or his dad's Jamaican, something to that effect, right? Norman Powell's from San Diego. He's a Cali kid. That's why Damian Lillard, don't also be like, bro, so you Jamaican now? He said, I'm about to go play for Team Africa.
Yeah.
But say that Norman Powell come on Jamaica team and once he said, them I go compete in our World Cup and I had to deal with that. I'm sitting here like, ain't this about a y'all gonna sit here this whole life. So you got to be famous to be Jamaican, huh? You only want to claim. You want to claim because here's the thing. Really, only they do that.
Yeah.
You have a kid in Jamaica. Look at Yankee people. I don't know about Jamaica.
Yeah, see, you know.
Italians, you from New York?
Yeah.
Italians got like at least 10 generations removed. Ain't never seen Sicily Rome, nothing Italian. Yo, my father's Italian. This is Italian neighborhood. I've been Italian. My great-great-grandfather from Sicily and helped build that bridge over there. I'm just saying, to your point, you're right, though, because that's where the culture comes undone.
They stayed to separate us off rip.
Somebody can say something to me this week. I don't know. Oh, the last thing, right? Last thing. Once again,
Yeah.
I got a feel. I got to put someone else's shoes on and walk a mile in their shoes, right?
Yeah.
Because I came back to my Jamaican one homegirls. One homegirl started this off, and she started a trend. You know what I'm saying? I did see the picture where I posted on WhatsApp. I said, which picture? The one where they hold up a flag. I said, oh, the Bahamian flag at my aunt's funeral. She said, I thought they represent, no. You're not Jamaican again. I said, how the fuck? You don't take my Jamaican card from me?
She wanted you to represent at the funeral?
I don't know. I held a Bahamian flag up at the funeral for my aunt, and suddenly I'm like, this is how the half white kids feel.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I'm not Jamaican enough to be Jamaican. I'm not Bahamian enough to be Bahamian.
Now you're stuck in the middle. Like,
I'm stuck in the middle. What am I? What am I?
See, like,
I might just be a Yankee, bro.
Yankee man.
I'm just a Yankee, bro.
Every time.
Oh man, but you know what? In all seriousness, man, you know, culture is damn near what you make it. You know, it's what you embrace, it's what you pass down, and like you know how we speak up here, bro. We're very much like-minded, where we give our predecessors their flowers. The people who came before us our flowers, especially for the black people, from whether it be Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, the great people you listed last time. Thurgood Marshall, and Sherrod Chisholm. Exactly. And the list goes on and on. It's a long list of people. We can't give them enough praise and enough thanks, right? Speaking of praise, man, you know, this podcast started, what was that, August 23rd? Was our first episode? Yep, yeah. August 23rd. Let me just double check real quick, because I know we're here now. Yeah. And I believe it's August 23rd. That's Kobe Bryant's birthday, right?
Yeah. That's the day we,
Yeah, August.
Okay, we did start on Kobe's birthday. That is true. We did. Yeah.
Yeah, August 23rd. You know, the great Mamba. Bro, what did Kobe mean to you in a short, condensed way? What did Kobe mean to you?
Well, you know, as far as basketball is concerned, Kobe meant a lot. You know, I don't know if anybody ever had these memories, but like waking up going, you know, late at night, the Lakers games is the last game. So TNT would have 2 games, right? And the last game would be the Lakers game. So you staying up late, you got to go to school tomorrow. And you got to watch, because if you're on the East Coast, that's what you're seeing, you know what I mean? So, so he meant a lot, mentality, focus, getting through all the challenges that he did and still staying himself. So he means a lot to me, bro.
Right. And I always say this, man. Kobe Bryant was bigger than basketball for me. Kobe Bryant was, not to sound blasphemous, but like my idol, you know. Someone who I can honestly say I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for Kobe Bryant. He had that much of an impact on my life. The way we stay consistent with this podcast, the way we attack anything we do in our lives with intention and passion, we learned from him. So I'm forever grateful to Kobe Bryant, not just for the great basketball memories, but for the life lessons that he taught us through basketball. And something interesting happened, I believe that was Tuesday night, where Kobe Bryant's record for 83 points was broken by one Bam Adebayo, who on record is also a really big Kobe fan. I believe he's on record of saying that's his favorite player of all time as well. However, that night, I was supposed to go to the gym 5 o'clock in the morning. I ain't go to sleep till 1 o'clock because my phone would have stopped ringing. Had to deal with a lot of trolls over the last 24, 48 hours.
They're trolling you about.
Oh, my God.
What What you do?
One friend stopped by the workplace and talking about something. It don't matter how you get it. He's shooting. It don't matter how you get it.
Oh, they were telling you because of car. I mean,
wait,
hold
bro.
on. Before you go, first things first, bro. I know you probably was gonna say this, but I'm sorry because you just hit it. Kobe scored 81 coming back in that game. They were losing and they came back, and there's a reason for him to score 81. Number two, I would never compare Kobe's game to Bam Adebayo's because I do not want to take away from Bam's game, right? Because if I say anything, if I compare any of the two, I'm going to be taking away from his 83.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So, go to what you were saying, but that just...
Audience, if you haven't heard by now, right? Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in a NBA game against the Washington Wizards. And it's kind of a big deal because there's only two 80-point games and 100-point game. And the 100-point game was by Wilt Chamberlain, who, if you're even a casual sports fan, you probably heard the name Wilt Chamberlain. If for nothing more, he slept with a lot of women. If you don't know about them 100 points, he got at least 100 bodies. But we didn't see the 100-point game, but we know Wilt was putting up them numbers, right? Wilt was getting to it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Hey, but Kobe's 81 was like a cultural statement.
Yeah.
That year, he averaged his career high, I believe, like 35 and a half.
Yeah.
That was post-Shaq. That was him beating the bogus allegations and having to deal with that. Prior to the 81-point game, a month prior, he scored 62 through 3 quarters and sat out in the 4th quarter. I repeat, he had 62 through 3 quarters in a blowout and sat out in the 4th quarter. Did not play a single minute in the 4th quarter. Because Kobe was never chasing stats.
Yeah.
Kobe was chasing greatness. Bam Adebayo had an amazing night. I mean, he had 30 in the first. I mean, Mark Grotesk was like, yo, you see Bam got 30? I take the over on that. I said, I was editing the video for you. I'm saying editing. I had the game like in the background, just like on some back, like I'm not really paying attention. I was flipping back and forth between that and the Celtics.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, Bam got 30 in the first. He might drop a 50 piece on these boys, right? I'm just, well, gotta get Jiggy's edit out. Gotta make sure the star of the show get his camera time, right? The night goes on. It's like, bro, he got 60? It's like, yo, he having one of them nights, right? I can't remember exactly what he had going into the 4th. I think he had about 62, maybe 63 or 61, something around there, right? At late into the 4th quarter, he started having 70-something. And about the last 5 minutes of the game is where, mind you, the Wizards are horrible. They're clearly tanking. And at no point in this game was it ever competitive.
Yeah.
There was never a doubt. The game was basically done by halftime.
Yeah.
In a 30-point lead in the 4th quarter, Bam is still playing late into the 4th. It's two things, right?
Yeah.
First thing, dangerous. Thank God Bam is healthy. But could you imagine him chasing this record?
Yeah.
And they're triple teaming him.
Yeah.
And they're force feeding him a ball in a triple team. So when you're a triple team, for those out there who maybe don't know a lot about basketball, that means 3 other bodies are around you. I'm fairly tall and I wear a size 14. I'm not NBA tall. I'm sure they got a lot bigger feet than me, right? But if you're force feeding him the ball around 3 people who wear like a 14 and up, there's a good chance he might step on a foot and roll an ankle. Thank God that didn't happen. There's a risk for injury. He shot 43 free throws, more than double what Kobe shot the night he scored 81.
Yeah.
And the game became, instead of just us having, like, being in awe, because Bam did have, like, for the most part of that game, it was a masterclass. Threes made. He shot 7 out of 22 threes, dunking everything. I mean, they couldn't stop him.
No.
He completely put his foot all the way up there, exterior.
Yeah.
Right? So, for me, what took place then was just like, almost like an insult to what he did previously, because now his teammates are fouling Wizards players to slow the game down to create extra possessions so he can get to 81 and potentially break that record. And then it got to a point where his team was
missing free throws,
bricking on purpose. Exactly, missing free throws so he can get. I'm like, what part of the game is this? If you're gonna break the record, just all I ask is like, don't sully it. Don't turn it into a clout chasing moment, man.
So Kobe's 81 had a great story behind it. I feel like you gave great elements to the reason why that story. You know what, Bam? Let's give you a story for your 83. I got one for you, right? So, right before, and viewers, this is not true. This is me giving a story to it because, there's certain elements to it that might be, but we need to give it Bam's 83 a story because we want to shine light on people who do great things, right? Before he got to that game, he listened to Dwayne Wade and Shaq on a podcast. And Wade was going, I was in the city. I was in Miami. And I was ready to go to sleep, right? And there's nobody there. Nobody's coming out to see nobody on the Heat. They need a player that's going to bring the people out. That's going to bring that energy out, right? All I can imagine is just Bam looking at his phone like, I can't believe I just talked to him. He's going to say that I'm not even here? After that, I could just imagine him going to Spoelstra like, hey, Spoelstra. He said there's no buzz in the city. And he's acting like I'm not here. Oh, Spoelstra, he's acting like you're not here. Spoelstra probably looked at it and said, I'm not here. Oh, Bam, we're going to create buzz. As soon as the game started, if you guys want to do your research, Spoelstra said before the game, there's players out. And there was a team they played before that's just looking to lose, but they lost that game.
Right.
So they came into this game saying, we're not playing around and we need you locked in, Bam. Right? Bam said, you know what? Do not take me out the whole game. But he did get taken out. Do not take me out. I'm going to score, and we're going to create this buzz. And you see what he did? 30 in the first quarter. It got to the point to what Steph was saying. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He had like 77, and the Wizards started fouling other teammates so he wouldn't score. And I was like this. I was like, if his teammate go to the line right now, if he missed his free throw, he a real one. The reason why I said that is because he know what his man's is trying to get, and he's gonna support it. Right? Now to the viewers, we're like, we don't want to see this.
No.
But for the story element, they seen he was on a roll. And his team, his coach, they all got behind him, and they didn't want to just break Kobe's record, I think, because I don't even think that was the focus. I think they wanted to put back electricity down here in Miami, show that there's still somebody down here in Miami, and bring that basketball element to life a little bit again. Right. And I feel like what that 83-point game did, it's got eyes to watch. And now it's time for us to continue. Take that into the playoffs. Bam, you don't got to score 80 every game.
Right.
Score 30.
Right.
Give us 30. And add on to this story. That's my only piece about it. Bro, to what you said, there's no comparing Kobe's 81 to Bam's.
That's true.
Kobe scored it when he was coming back. He was way more efficient. And then when you start
way
doing
more.
when you start doing that, you take away from the story that you told about how Kobe got to that point.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And then if I compare Kobe's story to Bam's, I take away from the fact that Wade said there was no buzz. And somebody answered that with 83. like if somebody said, bro, what do you say this about? Like, Wade was great. He brought championships. Wade's reaction to it, though, was, that was great that he scored 83. I wanted to give motivation as a person with the statue in front of the Heat arena. as a person who put banners up on that wall.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, but he did say, yo, just give, we want to just give credit to Bam. But let Bam have his moment. That was beautiful to see him in Asia. That was beautiful.
No, listen, man. Ain't too much people more supportive of Asia and Bam as a couple than me. Wemby, we got something for you about 18 years. Hey, you think you're supposed to let all these tall Frenchmen come over and take the lead? Take the lead, huh? Hey, guess what? Genetics is going to be getting to work. You get what I'm saying? I love Asia. I love Bam. That's another thing. Asia was in attendance, and Bam's mother was in attendance. Beautiful moment. Heart-touching moment.
Yeah.
Away from Bam.
Yeah.
Even away from addressing you trolls out there.
Get him, Steph.
Addressing you people who had the nerve to text me, is Bam a better scorer than Kobe now?
Somebody text you that?
Let me tell y'all niggas something, man.
Nah.
Right? As a Kobe fan, I got a lifetime membership of basketball debates, of calling people to the carpet who said, I remember my sophomore year, I'm looking at a friend in science class, you know when you have to break down, you go into like groups of 4 and you're doing work, and somehow, I forget what started, but he had the nerve to say something about Kobe to me, talking about Kobe would never win another championship without Shaq. I said, bet. Boy, 2008, got close. He was like, I told you so. I said, all right, senior year, 09, won it. Come to the carpet, bro. Stand right here. Spotlight on you. No one gives, you know how they be like, oh, LeBron went to 8 championships or 3 straight. Kobe went to 3 straight finals coming out of the Western Conference. No one talks about that. The most competitive conference in basketball went there 3 straight times after Shaq and came out with 2. So for all y'all who think this is some type of tarnish on his legacy, for some of y'all out there on the internet trying to troll, some of you Gen Z kids with the botted Twitters trying to use Kobe hate for engagement, forget y'all. All right? Kobe is top 3. In my opinion, it's Mike, Kobe, LeBron. Some might have LeBron over Kobe. LeBron. I don't. Shout out to Brondo. You know what I'm saying? And records are meant to be broken. I personally, I just don't like
The bronze-sexuals. That's what they call them. The bronze-sexuals.
I personally just do not like when people take like a record-breaking moment and kind of make it a little bit clout chasey. That's my only thing. Yeah. Like, let the record be broken in greatness the way it should be broken, so we can celebrate the person who broke it in greatness. Like, you know, maybe one day someone breaks Jerry Rice's record, but I don't want to see Jerry Rice's record be broken on some like, yeah, no one guarded him down the field. We just kept throwing him the ball because we want to see the record get broken. Like, we don't want to see. I don't want to see it cheesy and clout chasey. That's
I always thought about this, bro, and it makes no sense to me. You know, with this whole scoring thing. You know, when you're as a scorer, bro, what makes you better than the next scorer is efficiency, right? And people love to, because LeBron scored 40,000 points. That is a great achievement, right? In retrospect, he's not a scorer. Like, that's not what he thrives to do on the court. That's not his. He's going to score, but he's not a scorer, right? Because if LeBron, obviously, if LeBron turned on that field to be like, I'm just going to score, then it would change because efficiency would play a bigger factor. You get what I'm saying? They need to really look at these things with players and stop putting Kobe in the same box. I know Kobe shot a lot of shots. He missed a lot of shots, different in certain situations, right? But the things that he has done, right, with the efficiency, right, with the lack of, right, and people love to compare him to the, like, LeBron. I don't remember a time after LeBron left Cleveland where he played with anybody that was not an all-star.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? And situations with Kobe, when Kobe got back, I mean, the Kobe was with Powell and he was with Lamar Odom. Bro, he wasn't with another star. He wasn't with the Anthony Davis.
Nope.
He wasn't with and this is, I hate comparing, but I hate when people like to put Kobe in the same box as LeBron. When LeBron has his own, like, LeBron brought something great to the game, bro. Like, he brought that
mobility, player freedom.
Yeah, player freedom, that ownership. And that is to be
controlling
glorified.
your narrative.
Yeah, and in that perspective, he got 4 rings out of that. That is great. The other perspective, those players got more rings, right? But they were going by different means. You get what I'm saying? But we do appreciate Bron. But if we talk about just purely the sport, and we're like, hey, listen, you got to get it by any means, Kobe and Jordan, there's no comparing. But if we talk about how you change the game and the elements of where the game might go, and it's still kind of scary where the game might go at this point, you're talking LeBron.
Yeah.
We give him his
Yeah.
credit, but it's scoring in those certain parts of the game. No, come on.
Yeah.
You know.
And the defense too.
Yeah.
And I'll just say, and the defense, 9 teams all NBA first team.
You
I
get
think you
what
got
I'm
like 4 or 5 second team. Listen, man, you know, and
crazy.
I'll just make this the last point.
Yeah.
If we are going to compare it, I'll just say I think Kobe's worst supporting cast was worse than LeBron's worst supporting cast.
Yep.
Like, LeBron never had to play with Smush Parker and Kwame Brown as like starters. Like, he still had Vucic, he still had Eric Snow, he still had Igauskas. Would you take Eric Snow over Smush Parker?
Yeah. I'll take Eric.
You get what I'm saying? Would you take Zagauskas over Kwame Brown?
Yeah. He was an all-star.
Exactly. You know, so you know, I'm just saying. I'll leave it at that. Last thing, we're getting ready to wrap up this episode. Thank y'all for tuning in for this late, right? Last quick thing, I made a note a few pods ago. Can't remember which episode, but I said J. Cole need to make an example out of somebody because Simba kind of jumped out there, threw out a light diss track. J. Cole ignored it. Rightfully so. I wouldn't expect J. Cole to reply, right? We've been having a lot of 50 Cent did rap back. We didn't talk about it this episode. Maybe we'll talk about it another time. How you felt about that 50 Cent diss track. You don't got to get into it right now. But Sci-Hi the Prince, I don't know if you heard, Sci-Hi the Prince jumped out and let off shots at J. Cole. And there were shots.
Yeah.
Cole, Jermaine, Cole. All right? It's hip-hop, buddy. Gotta step outside. There's some things you need to address. You addressed it, No Name on your album. Called him a punk B quite a lot of times. Maybe a little bit too much times. That rhyme scheme got a little bit tiresome in the song. But Sci-Hi is a worthy opponent. And that diss track, he said a lot, my boy. And I would love to hear J. Cole set some shots back at Sci-Hi the Prince in a lyrical battle. So I'll say for right now, I don't know if he'll actually do it. I know he's riding around in his Toyota, or is it a Honda? A Honda Civic. You know, I know he's selling albums at campuses again. But if you have a time to stop by the studio in like Wyoming or something, if you just so happen to be near a microphone, if you have a pen and pad in hand, you should probably write some bars down towards Sci-Hi. Because hip-hop looking at you like it's sweet.
Yo, bro, before we go to, let me just say this. All you rappers that are trying to have beefs that should have happened 20 years ago, leave it alone, okay? All I'm saying is, I do not want to see beefs I wanted to see 20 to 30 years ago. I do not. I don't. Like, yo, bro, right now, all I'm hearing is rappers that should have been having these beefs and all that's going on 20, 30. I don't want to hear it no more, bro. Please, somebody from New York that is younger, please, some other people, bring some other type of static to the arena because right now, all right, bro, whatever.
Let me know niggas rap, man. They too zanned out.
Bro, please be, yo, bro, this would have been good in 2010.
No, it would have, yeah.
This would have been like, yo, this is crazy. Not now.
Yeah, this probably would have been great in like 2015.
Oh, yes.
But you know what, bro? Hey, listen, bro. You're talking about beefs we want to see 20 years ago. I'll take the Sci-Hi versus J. Cole back and forth right now before I take Pacquiao Mayweather 2 right now, bro. Come on, dog. Look where we at in life, bro. If that's not the sign of a recession, Pacquiao and Mayweather again in 2026?
Bro.
Come on, man.
No, in 2026, I'm waiting for rap. This is from 50 Cent to Jim Jones to
Papoose
to
getting
T.I. to
involved.
Papoose. I don't want it. Do it 10 years ago. Get out of here, bro. Have a good night, y'all.
Listen, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. This was an exciting episode. We really were excited to get in here and record and get back to talking. Y'all, we're having fun doing this. I hope it shows through the camera.
Yeah.
I'm so appreciative to the guy next to me right now, man. If y'all don't know, we've been friends since 2010, and for us to have this podcast, this platform, for y'all to be a part of our friendship, a part of our lives, it's special. Thank you for everybody for your feedback, for letting us know, you know, what we could do better, what we have been doing good, how much you enjoy it. You know, it means a lot. And please, like we always say, leave comments, like, comment, subscribe. We read them. We reply to every one of them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I reply to the bots. Even the bots gotta reply because we're trying to build something here. We know we're real people. We want to engage. We want to create community, and we would love to hear your feedback. Ladies out there, give us some topics. What do you want to hear us talk about? Let us know how you feeling. What the ladies feeling? Remember, the beginning of Soul Jown, like she just want to find out how she feeling. Like how she feeling. You know what she told me? You know what she told me? Are you gonna? I ain't gonna say it for y'all. I ain't gonna say it for y'all, but that's what we're trying to get to. So please turn on those notifications, like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back again next week. And until that, y'all stay safe. God bless.
Come on.
Peace.